Good afternoon, and thank you very much for attending the Whittier-Hill Church's February Tenchi Kanokami monthly ceremony. Just note, next month, the ceremony will be on the second Sunday, and that's only because I have to leave the third Sunday. I'll double check. I'll make sure to send an email out, only because I have to leave early back to Hawaii, where I'm helping my parents out with their medical appointments, and my mom has a surgery as well. But please know that next month's service, if I'm correct, is the second Sunday of March. I'll double check and I'll make sure to send that. But that's the Mitama Matsuri, the spring Mitama Matsuri. So if you have an ancestor or a friend who passed away that you would like to be added to our list, please send an email directly to the church, or if you know Miko's email address, you can email Miko, or if you know my email address, you can email me. I will make sure that that gets added to the name list as well. But with that, let's begin today's memorial monthly service. Chido Haide, 4 sincere claps. Please open your prayer books to page 2 for the purification prayer. Purification prayer. Through the way of mediation, may our sincere apologies be acceptable to you, our divine parent. We acknowledge our mistakes and misunderstandings, arrogance and ignorance of your divine favor. We apologize for all our shortcomings and irreverences from past generations. Guide us to amend our way of living, to reflect your divine will with a pure, joyful, and loving heart, always one with you. Please open your prayer books to page 2 for the mediation prayer. Let us seek the sacred mediation of Ikigami Kongko Daijin, sincerely and wholeheartedly, each and every day. May we receive the mediation anew with all our hearts and souls on this day, this very moment. Ikigami Kongko Daijin Sama, Ikigami Kongko Daijin Sama, 池上金光大臣様、池上金光大臣様。Kami Prayer, page 3. Reverently we pray, the brilliance of heaven, the richness of earth. Time flows without cease, years pass without end. In heaven and earth is a life that nurtures all. In heaven and earth is a truth that orders all. For this wondrous form, for these wondrous works, let us praise Tenchi no Kami. Let us praise the divine parent of the universe. Kami loves and cares for all humanity, all those who live between heaven and earth. To revere Kami as divine parent, to live in Kami's infinite blessings, this is the way. Yet many, not knowing the way, are lost in greed and selfishness. They suffer the cycle of misfortunes. Great is Kami's sorrow. Our founding father, Kongko Daiji, suffered many trials in this world, but held fast to faith and sincerity. He received Kami's great blessing, began a life of mutual fulfillment of Kami and humanity. Humbly we pray. The divine parent's great wish was thus fulfilled. Kongko Daijin accepted the call to mediation that leads to the mutual benefit of Kami and humanity. By day he taught the way of faith to all who sought him, expounding the blessings of heaven and earth. And he knew not the coming of night. By night he prayed for those who grieved, seeking salvation for all who suffered. And he knew not the dawning of day. Though years passed and the world changed, he did not waver from his task, the divine task of mediation. Thus was given the sacred Tenchi Kakitsuke, the guiding principle for our daily life. The divine favor was thus renewed, and blessings flowed universally, establishing the way of eternal prosperity, the way of mediation of Ikigami Gonko Daijin. By this wondrous revelation, we are given knowledge of the way, through all the hardships of this world, through pain of body and soul. The way of mediation teaches us to turn our hearts to Kami, without regard for day or night, whether we are near or far. The way of mediation teaches us to pray with total trust. For living unaware of divine favor, we offer our sincere apologies and pledge to mend our ways. Let us live our faith every day, seeking and rejoicing in your divine favor. Let us care for those in pain and invite them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost and awaken them to a life of purpose. Kami is fulfilled in us. We are fulfilled in Kami. May this way of mutual fulfillment be manifested in this world. May Kami's wish for true peace and the well-being of all people be fulfilled. So we humbly pray. So we earnestly pray. Chido Teide, please bow your heads in prayer. Kakemmaku kashikoki, Kigami Kongo Daijin, Tenchi Kane no Oyagami sama no onmai ni, Kongo Kyo Whittier-Hill Kyo Kaicho, Igawa Kyoshi Sensei no kawarite, Kongo Kyo Kyoshi Kashikomi Kashikomi mo Mao-san Kashiko Karedo Waga Tenchi Kane no Kamihashi Hanmitoku Tenchi ni Amaneku Michi Watarase Kamai Mono Mina wo Ikashi Rozu no Koto Totonoe Sase Kamai 聞いても天地の間に住む人間を神の愛しごとめで慈しみたまいてあるわ。人も賢きことの神にな。On this chipper afternoon, here at the Kongko Church of Whittier-Hill, on behalf of your beloved children, we've joined in one heart to share our love, sincerity, and appreciation to you for the blessings, favors, guidance, and interventions we received in January. Thank you very much for the favors you have showered upon each of the Ujiko of the Whittier-Hill Church and the New York, New Jersey gathering. We continue to receive your favor and interventions, especially in these recent times. We offer our hearts of appreciation for the daily goyo of the sixth spiritual patriarch, Kyoshu Konko-sama, and his wife, Nobuko Sensei, and their ohana. We pray that you will keep them healthy in order for them to continue with their goyo, and for their children to grow up to be good, industrious, and resourceful individuals to Konko-kyo and society. We thank you for our parent church, Kongko Church of Fukuzaki. We are very grateful for the endless prayers and support we received from the past head minister, Reverend Hironao Ushio. We pray that his spirit will continue to watch over and guide not just his family, but also the ministers and believers of the Fukuzaki Church, Whittier-Hill Church, Lancaster Church, and the various children churches. We offer our prayers of appreciation to the Reverend Hironori Ushio, the present head minister. We pray that his mother, Tokuko Sensei, and his family will continue to guide the Fukuzaki Church, its members, and its children churches into the future. We ask that you keep him healthy so that he may perform the most sacred of goyo, Toritsu. Thank you very much for Reverend Watsuigawa, who began sharing Kongko Daijin's teachings here in Whittier 28 years ago and founded the Whittier-Hill Church, as well as Reverend Kyoshigawa, who is the present head minister. Please watch over both of them. At present, they are with their daughter Kazuko Fong and her ohana in New Jersey. As an ohana, we pray for healing and protection for our New Jersey family. Help them through this difficult time and raise them up. Heal them physically, mentally, and spiritually. Help them to maintain a positive disposition. Help them to keep their hearts turned to Kami-sama in order to take care and love each other. Share Kongko Daijin's teachings and help the Ujiko on the East Coast through Toritsu. Along with Kyoshi Sensei and Watsuko Sensei, we ask you please guide, nurture, and protect the Fong family, as well to help all of them to maintain a positive disposition. Help them to keep their hearts turned to Kami-sama in order to take care and love each other. We also ask that you please care for Kaz and her ohana. Favor them, please. Through Kongko Daijin, you taught us, ten to chi no aida ni sumu ningen wa minna kami no ujiko. Humans living between heaven and earth are all the beloved children of Kami. This was truly important for all of us in light of what has been happening in the world. We ask that you please use us to not only keep unconditional love, help us to not only keep unconditional love and compassion for all in our hearts, but also to reflect it in our daily lives. Help us to be embracing and loving, kind and generous to all, regardless of race, sexual orientation, size, nationality, one's skin color, gender identity, age, occupation, social status, etc. I implore you to please use each of us to make an impact, big or small, on our communities, cities, counties, and countries. Guide us in our hearts and our actions to be embracing, loving, kind, and generous. We pray for the victims of tragedies, natural and human-made disasters, to recuperate materially, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Please continue to watch over all who are suffering from illness and disease. We pray for those suffering from mental and physical illnesses and disorders such as dementia, cancer, COVID-19, heart disease, etc. Through your divine intervention and favor, grant these individuals a renewed life and guide them to becoming useful individuals to society. We also pray for caretakers. We pray that you will allow them to get time off for themselves. Allow them a moment of sanity and serenity. and give them the additional strength to continue loving and caring for their loved ones. As we continue working to achieve our goals in our individual lives, whether it be for our occupation, studies, relationships, and personal growth, help us to remember to enjoy the blessings we're receiving every day. And we ask for your protection and guidance with every step we take. Please give us the strength to move forward in all aspects of our lives, and help us to live a kami-centered life as we are all allowed to live in the universe through your grace. Help us in developing our relationship with you through daily prayer and toritsuki. Help us to be the light that gives hope to those in despair. And may our prayers be heard and answered for every soul who needs hope, laughter, and your favor. In alignment with our parent church, we pray that for our 30th anniversary in 2024, we are able to renew our faiths and our relationships with you. We pray that we will have a membership of 2,000 members and a daily worship of 1,000 believers. We pray that for our 30th anniversary, 1,000 believers will be in attendance just from the Whittier-Hill Church. However, we know that it all begins with the individual faith of the believer to enrich themselves before they can reach out and help others. We implore you to please use us as your instruments of peace, to make we're small in our communities, counties, and countries. Guide us in our hearts and our actions to be embracing, loving, kind, and generous. Where there is hatred, let us sow love. Where there is injury, let us offer forgiveness. And where there is discord, let us build peace. Kami-sama, at this time, we pray for the recovery of Reverend Masako Cesarina Kikegawa. As you are well aware, she is presently in Camellia Gardens Long-Term Care Center. Through her faith and ours, we pray that all meguri associated with her situation will melt away. Let her faith and that of the Kikegawa family rise like the phoenix. Let Masako Sensei be the light needed to save her family and others. We sincerely pray that her recovery will be the impetus for many of us to revive our hearts, our faith, and our relationship with you. As I bring this prayer to a close, it is our prayer that we can end this month safely, in peace and harmony, love and joy. We pray that the blessings and favor of today's service is granted and received by all here today, and those who could not be with us. Me ke aloha pumehana. Mahalo anu ye, our beloved Ikiami Kongpo Daijin, Tenchi. Now, please raise your heads. So, tomoni haire 4 sincere claps along with the head officiant. We will be asking Miko Sanchez to please represent Reverends Wakiko and Kyoshi Igawa. Please open your prayer books to page 7 for the Adoration Prayer. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We bow our heads in prayer toward earth rich and deep. Living amid such gifts of Kami's great giving, how happy and grateful we are. The mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin does not stop for a single day. The protection of the Divine Parent embraces all, far and wide. The blessings of Kami flow without limit through all generations. The ways of Kami are mysterious and wondrous beyond our understanding. Day by day, every day, earnestly and reverently, we praise the virtues of Kami. We honor the power of Kami. Chido Haile, 4 sincere claps. Chido Haile, 4 sincere claps. Please open your prayer books to page 11 for prayer to the departed souls. Spirits of those who have gone before us, you were given the gift of life in this vast and endless universe. You discharge your duties faithfully, each according to your span of years. You will be remembered eternally, your lives retold from generation to generation, honored as the foundation of our society and the roots of our families. We revere you as the ancestral spirits of our homes, our own divine spirits. We beseech you, stand by us each and every one. Receive the favor of Kami and help us to fulfill our tasks as people without failing. Protect us, guide us, enrich us, that we may never lose the way of faith, that we hand it down to all generations, that we may live in peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, enrich us. Chido Kane, please bow your heads in prayer. Wamakumo kashikoki, Renno Whittier-Hill 教会のご霊殿につきまつるご霊人様に。Starting with the Kandori family, Konko family, Ushio family, and Nakabayashi family, including the late Reverend Akinobu Konko, I respectfully call upon the following families to join us today. Konko Daijin sama no go ryoshin, birth parents of Konko Daijin. Osonpu sama, father, Juhei Kandori. Obodo sama, mother, Shimo Kandori. Adoptive parents of Konko Daijin, 久米次川手、岩川手、神取ファミリー、川手ファミリー、西本ファミリー、赤沢ファミリー、川上ファミリー、秀島ファミリー、吉高ファミリー、大坪ファミリー、新山ファミリー、西ファミリー、後藤ファミリー、武田ファミリー、露木ファミリー、渦野ファミリー、湯川ファミリー、井川ファミリー、菊川ファミリー、佐伯ファミリー、松本ファミリー、田中ファミリー、オフェロファミリー、アイビーファミリー、サンチェズファミリー、ランデロスファミリー、クエリーファミリー、フォンファミリー、ピンファミリー、太田ファミリー、リムファミリー、綾部ファミリー、ブラウンファミリー、クラウスファミリー、藤本ファミリー、古谷ファミリー、松井ファミリー、宮川ファミリー、森脇ファミリー、唐川ファミリー、中山ファミリー、大村ファミリー、鏡ファミリー、谷口ファミリー、テプナッパファミリー、梅本ファミリー、浦田ファミリー、山本ファミリー、山内ファミリー、安武ファミリー。Thank you all for watching, guiding, and protecting us in our daily lives. We also honor those who passed in the month of February. Konko Daijin's wife, Konko Tosehime, the fourth Konko Sama's wife, Konko Tahoko Hime, the founding minister of the Konko Church of Tokyo, Hata Tokusaburo, Azuma no Michiwake no Ushi no Mitama no Kami, the founding minister of the Konko Church of Tamamizu, Yukawa Yasutaro Miyushi Michiteru Mihashira Ushi no Mitama no Kami, the founding minister of the Magi Church, Yasutake Matsutaro Umashi Michiwake Izu Sakai Ushi no Mitama no Kami, Reverend Kotaro Nishi, Reverend Fumi Niiyama, Reverend Chikao Hasegawa, Nobuzo Yamauchi, Nancy Junko Kaku, Matsui Tetsuo Michio Hiko no Mitama no Kami, Enrique Sanchez, Saburo Kawata, Minoru Ota, Richard Sho Nakashima. Please receive the offerings placed before you as simple tokens of our appreciation, as well as our hearts and prayers of love, appreciation, and sincerity. Please continue to watch over, guide, and protect all of us. Tamada suki kakete inorana yo no ya, oya no miyoya no kami no chihai yo. Tamada suki kakete inorana yo no ya, oya no miyoya no kami no chihai yo. Now, please raise your heads. Chido Tomoni Haide, 4 sincere claps along with the head officiant. Please open your prayer books to page 14 for the ancestral prayer. Dear Mitama spirits, everlasting and integral part of the divine parent of the universe, we pray that the Mitama of our ancestors and family, as well as the Mitama of all people, are at eternal peace and happiness. To you who have gone before us, we give thanks wholeheartedly for paving the way through hardships and self-sacrifice, in order that we, who are here today, can receive all the benefits of your endeavors. To you, our ancestral spirits, we gratefully acknowledge the protection and guidance which you have bestowed upon us. We pray that you continue to protect and guide us throughout our daily lives. We pray that we realize and develop your divine virtue this and every day. Chido Haide, 4 sincere claps. Hi, whoever's out there. Thank you very much for attending our monthly service for Tenchi Kanokami and honoring the Mitama who passed away this month. I wanted to share. There was the other day I met someone and I was kind of shocked. I know who this person is very well. I know where they started their faith from and everything, and I was kind of shocked. And I think I've shared this many, 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 many times when I come here to do Goyo, and I've shared this many times. But before I left to go to San Diego, I was here at this house, and Reverend Whittier-Hill grabbed my, what is this, your arm? I think it's my fatty part of my arm, this part here. She grabbed here and she told me to sit. And she said, 元を大切にしなさい。元を大切にしないとおかげをいただけないよ。In other words, you have to respect and honor the foundation in which you've come from. But without doing so, you will not receive. You cannot receive okage. And I've shared this story before over. And for me, especially in San Diego, it's something that is the cornerstone of the church. I made it the cornerstone of the church because I think it's so important. I don't think many of our members really get it, but that's okay. I get it. That's the most important thing. But it's so important, that we remember, we not forget. And so when I saw this one person the other day, it shocked me to hear how, this person has forgotten their roots, where they came from. And what is the end result? And it scares me because I'm listening to this person's end result. And the first thing that came to my mind was, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And I'm not going to go into detail, but let's just say it was rather grave and serious. And this person has to sort of traverse this pathway themselves. And I think about myself. Within the past 3 months, I've had 4 passings of people. One dog, one beautiful, beautiful, beautiful German Shepherd who I used to play with almost every single day since their owners moved when I lived in Spring Valley, and who had to be put down because she was suffering so greatly from cancer. And it just broke my heart to hear that. But I had a friend pass away. My best friend in San Francisco passed away, and then my cousin passed away. But amongst all of that, I have to give credit to the fact that I've never forgotten where I've come from. When I give appreciation at the San Diego church, I don't forget where the San Diego church originates from. I don't forget where I have originated from. Not just here at this church, but also back in Hawaii. That without the churches in Hawaii, without my aunt, I would not be here. And I never want to forget the Whittier Rose Hills Church as well, because it's I feel like every time I leave this church, I leave with so much blessing, so much toku to take back to me, because I have nothing, bro, I have nothing. But I feel like I get to take this away as my omiyage from Wakiko Sensei and Kyoshi Sensei. This is my okage that I get to take away. And I never, ever want to forget that. And by being allowed to do the services once a month, I feel so honored. It's such a honor. It is not a privilege. It is an honor to be allowed to do this goyo, allowed to do this goyo, in appreciation to Wakiko Sensei, Kyoshi Sensei, and Kaz, and Miko, who, while I was here, would light fires under my oshiri so many times. And yet, I know for a fact that without, I don't think I would have been called to come here to San Diego. I probably would have been still in Hawaii. I don't know what I probably would have been stuck in a job that I hate, I love, but hated at the same time. I never want to forget that. And really, when I think about what I've done for the past 3 years, to always remember my roots, always remember where the San Diego roots come from, where my roots come from, I cannot help to think how blessed, how fortunate, how protected, how favored I am. And I know it's because, Reverend Koichi Konko prays for me. I know that Reverend Masao Yukawa prays for me. I know that Reverends Igawa and Kyoshi, Reverend Wakiko and Kyoshi Igawa pray for me. I know that Miko prays for me. I know that Kazuko prays for me. I know that I'm being prayed for by people who know my heart and my intent. So, for those of you who are out there, I don't know what church you're coming from. I don't know if you're from another religion. And I don't care if you're from another religion either. I think what is most important is that you never forget your roots. 元を大切にします。元を大切にすること。教祖様 had a teaching that says, 御霊を大切にする, to revere and to honor your ancestors. However, if you think about the mitama as a foundation of us, of who we are, they are our foundation. So at the San Diego church, I've kept the same kanji and everything, but instead of mitama, I kept the kanji, on top of it, I write moto taisui suru. Because they're our foundation. We have to remember this foundation. What is your foundation? And I believe what Wakiko Sensei said is true. So much so, it's like right before my eyes, after speaking to this particular member, listening to this individual, I realized just how blessed I was to receive those final words from her before going to San Diego those 3 years ago. And I ask all of you to think and remember the same thing. Not to forget your roots, not to forget your foundation. And more so, not to forget means. What does it mean not to forget? Oh, I came from here. Not only that, but taking those extra steps. Taking the extra step to say thank you. Taking that extra step to make sure that the person knows that you appreciate them. Making sure you take that extra step to do. Maybe it's goyo that you could be inclined to do. But to take those extra steps. So not just to remember, but to take the extra step, as Wakiko Sensei would say. You can say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, all you want. But there comes a time when thank you will lose its meaning. And in some kind of action or in some kind of form, find a way to say thank you. And that's something that both Miko and Kazuko proved to me. When I was told this before, I thought, oh, that's stupid. But then when I saw Miko and Kazuko put it into action when Wakiko Sensei was in the hospital, at first I thought, are they crazy? Why are you bringing all this stuff to these doctors and nurses for? That's their job. But it was their sense of appreciation, not just saying thank you, not just lip service. They want to show appreciation to these doctors, to the nurses, to the RNAs, CNAs, just how grateful they were for them taking care of their mother. So please, I ask all of you to not forget your foundation. And then take that next step to say thank you to whatever that foundation may be. Maybe it's a church, maybe it's a parent, maybe it's a minister, maybe it's a teacher. Make sure you keep them in mind. Make sure you keep them in your prayers, and you take that extra step to say thank you. With that, I'm going to end my sermon. And again, please, next month will be the Mitama Matsuri. If you have someone else you would like to add on to the list, please contact myself at sandiego.hongodaijin@gmail.com, or Miko, who's somebody's boss. She's the boss. She has an AOL account. Guess how old that is? Oh. But if you know Miko's email account, you can email her, or you can email it to the church here. That's fine. Just let me know you're doing this at the Whittier Church, and I will make sure to add that person's name. If you know the full name, great. If you know their birthday and the date they passed away, that would be very, very helpful as well. But until we see you next month, please take care. Please stay safe, and please wear your masks. And ahui ho, malamakono. Bye-bye. You want to say bye? Bye-bye. They can't see you. They can't see me. You get in front of you. Bye. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas.